Welcome to Bungalows for Bachelors. We need to figure out what wind speed we're designing for, where in the United States has the most wind and all that stuff, where's our project happening. And we need to design for seismic activity if that's the case, if we're in a mountain range and have some earthquakes to deal with. So we can either use this ASCE 7 hazard tool, which is American Society of Civil Engineers. So these are good numbers. We can rely on this. Or we can go to the International Residential Code where all of that is listed, which is usually a better idea because that's what the jurisdictions you're in are going to want to check. And it's usually a map of the United States with a bunch of like colored areas thrown in there with what wind speed is in what area and stuff like that. So you're just going to follow that for design for the wind speed and the seismic categories. But if you were to use this, then you'd put an address in. Well, let's try just Las Vegas, Nevada. And then we're going to use the most recent version, 22, and we are going to have a risk category 2. Risk category 1 would be like sheds and storage things that people aren't usually in. Not a huge deal if they fall over. Risk category 2 is everything else other than 1, 3, and 4. And risk categories 3 and 4 are reserved for like hospitals and tsunami rescue places and places that we really don't want to fail when everything else is failing. So we're going to go with risk category 2. We want to check wind, ice, tsunami. We want seismic. We want to check everything. And I got a location, so I'm going to view results. I'm at elevation about 2,007 feet. And my wind design is 98 miles per hour for here. Now in the International Residential Code, I believe they break it up by 5 mile per hour increments. So you're either in a 100 or 105 or a 110. I could even by 10-foot increments. It's been a minute. And then it's still retrieving seismic data. But if I were to overlay the wind here, oh, it failed to bring up seismic data. I don't believe seismic is a problem here. But read the legend down here. It's telling me that I'm in the 80s, I'm in the 97 to 105 color. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah. So this is kind of what the International Residential Code map looks like. It's just like a whole bunch of higher numbers here on the hurricane zone, and then some higher numbers towards the center of the country, usually for open grasslands and stuff. But those are the tools we can use, but we got to know in general where we're at and how we're affected by where we're at.